too, given on these Stanley Cup teams, like what could you remember of not just winning the cup, but also maybe going into the playoffs at that point, or how things were rolling at that time? Maybe the players and coaches and some of the parents would be interested in and learn from that type of thing.
Well, I think it was like I felt a vibe with the team that year, just like we had here in 2011 with the Canucks. Like at training camp, you could just feel like you're the Stanley Cup or nothing. There was that level of, I don't know, it's hard. It's a kind of an intangible thing. You can feel it in the air. The guys were so focused on every single day, doing everything to perfection. We had a great team, and we had some role players. We had a checking line with Rob Niedermayer, Sam Paulson, and Travis Moen, who just shut everybody down in the league. So they had, it's like that team, everybody knew their job, and they did it. They were experts at their job. We had a tough team. We had Scott Niedermayer and Chris Pronger, who world-class players, great people. Scott was a quiet guy, but when he did say something, it was like E.F. Hutton, like everybody, you could hear a pin drop. Scott saying something. It's going to be a pearl of wisdom coming out here somewhere. Yeah. Chris Pronger was a little bit more he ruled the roost. He was a little bit more demanding of his teammates, pushing the envelope every day to if someone slacked off, he was all over them. So he was all about business. And that showed you the strength of Scott Niedermayer, that he didn't have a big ego because he was the captain. And he realized how important Chris's presence was in the room. So we had more than one leader. We had players like Timo Solani, just a great person, fantastic player. We were fortunate to get him at pretty much the peak of his career. As far as lessons that we took that I could draw on from that season, I think we had good people we had good people in our room, and I think I knew it before, but really reinforced that you win with good people in every level of the organization, the trainers, the coaches, the players. We just had a great group of people that had respect for each other, and I think that took us a long way.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when you talk about Niedermayer, coming in the room and you hear a pin drop kind of thing, for all those players out there too, you come across those random leaders, those individuals that have that presence in the room, that when they come in, everyone's looking at them and waiting to see what they're going to do or what they're going to say kind of thing. And I'm sure he's probably like that. Those guys are special individuals to, I guess they look up to them, but also just that respect factor.
Absolutely. And the way he carried himself on and off the ice, Timo Solani was the same way. Chris Pronger was the same way. I guess we just had a room full of guys like that, but our world-class players were world-class people as well. So that really helps when those guys are showing the positive direction in every area of their life, and it helps, and everybody else just kind of jumps on their coattails. Yeah, for sure.
So with some of these top athletes in hockey, what can players and parents focus towards, given on whether it's skill development on ice, skating on ice, or even dry land or weights in the gym? I believe also too that it starts right at home, into their routines and their lifestyles, and not only how they're raised, but the decisions they make throughout their day at home. These days too, as kids are all on their devices, whether sometimes it's video games, and that's not being balanced well enough, or sometimes they're on YouTube and watching things that might not help them going forward with their goals or whatever they want to do, not just with hockey, but school and their careers. But just do you have any things from these top athletes, how, like you said, dedication, maybe stories of commitment and dedication and some crazy things?
Well, I think I have my nephew. I have a nephew that plays in the NHL. His name is Matthew Duchesne, and really good hockey player. He as he was growing up, he had to decide if he was a good athlete. He played a lot of different sports. So up until the age of, I'd say 12 or 13, he was playing a lot of different sports, and I think that really helped him his hockey because he was cross training. Having said that, I think today players really have to specialize at a way younger age than they ever had to. So I'm not saying don't play other sports, but I'm saying that if you don't keep up with the pack, you're going to fall behind. And hockey is being played year round now. Personally, I know that's a topic, a debatable topic with a lot of people about, are kids playing too much? Should they be playing other sports? Should they be getting a break? My personal opinion is, if you love it and you can't get enough of it, yeah, take a little break, but keep playing. Why wouldn't you? If you really love it, get on a team and keep playing hockey throughout the summer. So you can continue to do what you love to do, chase your passion, have fun, be with your friends, do all those types of things without getting yourself burned out. I don't think I've ever seen a kid get burned out in hockey yet, but that's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of different. You live it every day. I'm not living it because I'm dealing with older guys, but
yeah, I agree with you on
these things.
It's these days. I mean, I got these kids out there. I got these, whether they're midget players, but junior A, college, NCAA, WHL, or even pro hockey players. I have guys from the Swiss League, and I think most of all, they just, like you said, they need to love it. They need to be in shape these days, at least, maybe at least 9 months, 10 months of the year now, in shape to be able to do their skating and skill stuff on the ice. If you're out of shape, you're not going to be able to do some of the things that you could be working on the ice. You definitely need, after the season, I'm how I liked it was at least 2 to 4 weeks off myself of no ice time. Sometimes I found maybe 6 weeks of no ice, but I was in the gym. I know that right away, and doing dryland, that type of stuff to further my athleticism, my getting stronger, that type of thing, flexibility even. But I remember as I look back in my younger days that I was on the ice sometimes 3 times a day. That's way too much. But I loved it, and I was out there with my buddies, and I always was wanting to get better. I just saw that room for growth just right there, and I saw myself getting better. So obviously I want to keep doing it while you see that, and you're so interested in it. And yes, it was too much, but if it doesn't bug you at that time, then keep doing it. And you just have to, I think with life, you just have to continue to balance it out.
Right.
At certain points. And
exactly. Balance is a big thing.
Yeah.
Balance is huge. There's a certain time of the year where you're really hockey. It's hockey, it's games, it's practices. And then after the season ends, you need a little break, and then focus on your skills. Go to your skills coach, go to your conditioning coach. There's summer teams that you enjoyed to play on, and that's great too. All that stuff. I remember when I was in Arizona, Matthews is from Arizona, and I was running some skills clinics at that time, and he was still playing for the U.S. development program, but he came over and skated with us a couple of times, and he was skating with the NHL guys, and he was almost the best player on the ice at that time. So you could just see. But I remember spending a lot of time for a few months in the summer in the rinks, and I'd come in the rink in the morning, he'd be there. I'd come back in the rink later on the day, he'd be skating with another group. I'd come back to the rink a little bit later on the day. He'd still be at the rink, and he's skating with another group on the ice. So you couldn't get him out. Yeah. That's what he wanted to do. He just loved hanging out with his buddies. And even if he was going out with a group that wasn't quite as good as him, he was still out there because those were the sessions his buddies were in. So there's part of the passion, right?
Yeah.